Good morning, everybody. On Tier, let's go. Grown Hip Hop Tuesday. Today means more than just what Grown Hip Hop Tuesday is, because we have established the demarcation line between the older and the new generation. And it's not a matter of saying that there's a problem with the young generation or even that the older generation is getting older. It's just the fact that we like grown folk hip hop. And nothing against what you guys are listening to, because one day what you're listening to, hopefully what you're listening to will become grown folk hip hop, R&B, and club music. All right, so let's get it going. Let's get the music popping this morning. Go to YouTube where it's at. Unction the building. We grown people this morning. Ain't nothing wrong with being a grown person this morning. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. Unction, let's go. Ground Trip Preparatory Academy. That's what we talk about. Yeah. I need a new frother. Let's go. Come on.
It was love at the sight. I know.
Hey.
Though she looked at me, her eyes said it all. Long days and nights we spent until she dropped the bomb on me.
Yeah.
She was unhappily married.
5:15 in the morning, Unction the building. Let's start it off early. Come on, y'all. What up, cousin Miz?
I love her so,
And she got love for me.
but she
Who belongs to someone else. Hey. Good morning, Mother Love. I love you, sister. Good morning, Constance. All the way in the low country, South Carolina. We love our sister.
yeah.
Friday, check cleared. Friday, June 7th. The world famous will be at... we will be at Radio City Music Hall. Shout out to my brother Tony Touch. Shout out to all my Latino family. Shout to Puerto Rican Day Parade. Let's go. Be safe. Be out there. Showing love. Let's get it popping.
When I looked into your eyes, I didn't see all the things I used to see.
Love my sister.
Oh, no.
Go to YouTube where it's at.
Be reason to believe that we were always meant to be, but now I see you were wrong. You can't keep running back to me with
Baby, please.
No more, no more, no more. Yeah.
The emotion. Good morning, y'all. Let's go. Unction. Let's have a good time, grown folks. It's okay to be grown and love hip hop. Let's go, y'all. Come on. Sometimes you got to draw the line. Shout the Method Man for standing up for it. Let's go, standing on business.
M-O-N-E-Y, it's all good with me. 'Cause finally I can afford the life of luxury. And I remember in the day, mama had to work so hard just to pay the rent, all the money spent, have to get another job. But now we're living in a mansion.
Let's go. Come on.
And we riding, yeah. all over the world.
Grown folks, let's go, y'all. Hip hop, a two-step. Let's go. Come on.
If I alarmed you, I don't mean to bother you. I just wanna get you to pause and slow your walk so maybe we can talk and I can try to charm.
Good morning, Duchess.
Trying to find out who you are. I don't mean to come off like a telemarketer. I ain't no hood, no crook, no robber. I just
Founder of the Harmony Elliott Foundation. Let's go, y'all. Come on.
and maybe I can call you up.
Sometimes,
And maybe I can take you out.
sometimes.
So let's exchange visits and later arrange visits. Either your way or mine.
Go to YouTube.
It's a different type of commitment. Yeah, I'm talking about a true friendship.
Hey,
When I can depend on and be down no matter what.
my love. Let's go.
Way to go, girl. Don't be shy. Give it a try.
Let's go, y'all. Come on. Let's work. Come on.
Wow, man. So
Good energy, good vibes.
wow, man.
I stay up early. I stay up ready, Will. What up, Will? How you feeling? Let's go.
Industry came with the same type game.
Big thing.
That's a big thing.
Go to YouTube. Let's go, y'all.
6 range. It's Lena on the half spotted them more than once.
Next week, we're going to have the Legend Hip Hop Week. Before we end it off, we're going to have Freddie Fox on next week. We got guests coming today. Let's go, y'all. Come on. Let's take them higher. Let's take them higher. Let's go.
Yeah. Yourself, crack to our own out the back of
I go to bed early, Will.
Dusk in the crack of the dawn. We go to episode 2 like a jacket.
I don't mess around. I go to bed. I get my sleep. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah,
Bye. Why? Bye.
Commute the computer, spirits they mute while your ego spread rumors. We survive.
Come on, other ladies in the building. Find a way. So, man, let's get them.
Get by, just get by, just get by.
It ain't nothing wrong with being grown, y'all. Let's go. Shout to all my grown hip hop lovers out there. Let's get them. Come on.
Raised 3 daughters all by herself with no help. Think about the struggle and to find the strength of myself. These words melt in my mouth. They hot like the jail cell in the south. Before my nigga core bailed me out. Get by, get by, just get by, just get by. We do it die like best stars. The red skies, the window of the red eye, the lead flies. She raps, living the lead die.
Hey, hey, hey. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey, stop drinking. While my Good morning, everybody. Young shit. Let's work. Come on.
Oh, see. The official remix. Oh,
I want to tell you about that Method Man situation at Summer Jam. I know Summer Jam wants to downplay it, but I know Ebro want to downplay it. But listen, they are somewhat responsible.
now you know what she is. Get familiar.
But you know what? I'm glad that Method Man spoke out. Much love to Ebro and Pete Rosenberg. But it is what it is. We grown. Stand on business. Time for grown folk to take our music back. Let's go.
Keep sipping on something like 3 sticks. Keep the conflict out of the Jesus.
Pieces.
This is no wrong way to rock when you're rolling with the rock. Let's get it fun.
Come on, grown folk. Let's get some this morning. Unction the building. The morning emails, or your males or females. Let's go. It's all planets in between. We love everybody. We only ask that you love yourself. We gonna love everybody. Let's go, y'all. I'm here. Good morning. August, we got.
So many things I'm going through.
Hey.
So much that I want to do.
MOP Mob Deep Galactic. Got to have it. Queensbridge, what up?
So many days I've thought of you. It's about time you knew the truth. It's the quickly, you and I have fallen on so many reasons why. Don't we?
We gonna break all that down in a second. I'm gonna tell exactly what Method Man is saying. Because they're not marketing to us. That's the problem. They're using the culture. Let me say this right. Summer Jam is a great venue. It always has been for many years. I performed at Summer Jam for many years. Shout to Ebro, shout to Pete Rosenberg, shout to Funkmaster Flex, shout to Hot 97. Now that being said, Summer Jam they do not market to the discerning older audience. They market to children. So when you're marketing the children are not going to understand that grown hip hop we've been living in for 30 years. We live in our own hip hop bubble. Only Europe appreciates it as much as the artists in New York do. That's why we still go out there and tour. Salute. Let's go, y'all. Good morning, darling. Coco, let's go. Come on.
Getting the feeling you want to take revenge.
Hey.
The conversations we having the way it ends. You want to discuss me in front of your lady friends. That's why it's just me, your mama Mercedes Benz. With all the ends, maybe if we make amends, we can start from scratch.
But why orange though? Why orange though? That's great. Man, y'all baiting me this morning. So once the artists understand that,
God bless whoever gave you all of that. Seeing it from the back, you understand why they still like that. Ain't a photo with toes, the Lord knows. Still good enough to miss a board show.
Once the hip hop artists understand that, then they understand how to put their music out and market it, and their expectations will be what they need to be. Because there's space for all dope artists. You just got to put it to where the people understand it. You know what I'm saying? The remix. Let's go. Come on. Hey, nothing wrong with the kids enjoying their music.
Hey yo,
But kids need to eat at the kids' table.
this is the remix.
Let's go.
I ain't say that in a minute. Miguel, Chris Montana, that boy. Yo, Ted Smooth. Check it out. Your love is like respect.
No, it ain't. I think you're wrong. Hip hop for everybody.
I need it when I be stressing. You the ingredients to my blessings. Learn the street.
Take it back. Let's go. Take it back. Let's work, y'all. We love this. Let's work. Come on. Unction in the building. In the morning emails. Your males and females. Let's get it popping. 5:26 in the morning.
You wanna sit more on my living room floor, lay the pit though, see the beat. Pick up my phone, say Papa not home, sit all night, man, in the morning. Spin my beat, smoke all my weed, tattoo on my tie, say you take pop, I take it. You wanna be my main sweet baby, don't you? You wanna give me what I need, baby. Won't you? Picture life as my wife, just think. Foot left, mix, fat, X, the old mix. Bracelets to match, conversation was all that. Told you to say combinations and all that. Yes, you can say you was the one I trusted. Who would ever think that you would spread like mustard? Things got hot, just sent fed.
So they wrote articles about this, right? They talk about how hip hop became a multi-million-dollar business. Well,
oh, my Versace.
well, hip hop is so ingrained in every part of society that it's not just the music. So what happens is we get confused. When they selling cars, they selling hip hop. When they selling computers, they selling hip hop. And they sell computers to grown people and cars to grown people. You know what I'm saying? Shout them out one time for your unction in the middle. We gonna learn y'all today. We gonna learn y'all today. We taking it back. It's okay to be grown.
Blame it on the
We're gonna claim it, cousin. But don't you blame it on her.
but I know that she front. And Charlotte know what she want.
But she don't know, but we gon' get some.
She said, I hear you saying what you won't do, but you know what probably gon' do. What you've been feeling deep inside. Now, girl, what you drinking? Don't let it sink in. Here for the weekend, thinking we can see what we could be if we press fast forward. Just one more round and get down, I'll show it. Fill another cup up, feeling on your butt, what you don't even care now.
Good morning, everybody. Young Chill, let's go. It's the morning emails, all your males and females, and all planets in between. We love everybody. The only thing we ask y'all to do is love yourself. Let's go. Come on. Come on, Mary. Come on, Mary. Hey.
That's all we need to make everything complete.
Reggie, good morning, Reginald Mayor. Well, let me just tell you right now, as I said yesterday, the United States of America is the greatest country to live in the world. The difference between other countries and the United States is very simple. The United States, you cannot have anything, and if you work hard enough, you can get rich. Other countries are not set up for you to get rich. They're set up for you to be a part of the system. But we love other countries because the history teaches you and it teaches you about the history in the world, and you understand that it's not so segregated as we think it is. You understand? But I would also have places in Europe that I would live and places in Africa that I would live, but I still would stay. I would never give up my American citizenship unless I really had to. I love the country with all its problems, and I think people should understand that. But if you travel, then you'll have a different perspective. When you travel outside of America, you'll understand.
Once you go want some more, my tongue touch your girl, your toes bound to curl. This exclusive stick, I don't share with the world. I had y'all curling.
It's the reason why the whole world come here. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason.
The thing for this is rock. Then it's time to switch.
How can I?
Straight.
It's the reason why the whole world come here. Good morning. Let's go, y'all.
Nice tonight. You can fall in love. You can call your mama right now.
Shout out to Tony Touch the World this weekend at Radio City Music Hall. The world famous will be there. Let's go, y'all. Your Uncle A's will be on the turntables. Let's get it popping this weekend. We will be rocking over at Radio City Music Hall. Let's get it popping, y'all. Come on, shit. Come on. The boys have checked me and said, no, Lays, you can't be having other people spin for us because they don't understand the energy. So I have been told I have to spin. I will.
You chill, haven't paid my bills. I'm with the same color bills. But I ain't out shopping, spending dudes. I'm in the crib, give it. Tonight, you can go. You can dissolve girl for your crib. I'm answering the phone.
How y'all feel out there this morning? Come on, everybody. We're going to talk today about that situation with Marjorie Taylor Greene and what's the baby name from Texas? The Congresswoman Crockett, what's her name? With the hair and the eyelashes and all that shit. Hey, listen, man, we do what we do, man. But she went at her. She got a big bad booty, bam. Whatever she did. That was a funny story. They be going at it in Congress, man. Shout out to my sister, my baby sister, Latrice Walker. We want her to run for governor, so we're going to convince her. She's thinking about it, running for governor. If she does run for governor, we're going to make sure we get all the way behind our sister. Little Nikki, let's go, y'all. Up to the building. Good morning.
When you think you're enough, you only see what you want to see. And honestly, it's me for you.
Yes, they do. Well, they have Ticketmaster and box office. If y'all want to get more tickets, I think it's all. It may not be sold out yet, but I think it's almost sold out because of the Puerto Rican Day Parade. So I would go in there early and grab some tickets. They're going fast. Jasmine Crockett, that's her name. Thank you, my love.
I'm still not a fan, but you still a hater.
We absolutely do. So we can stop looking at Africa as a monolith. You know what I'm saying? When we engage it in a way that, Reggie, you make sense. When we engage it in a way that we understand and we know what Africa is, because Africa is a continent, but the countries can be very different. You know what I'm saying?
We go back like DAs and wearing PJs. Now we reach the big age, running trains for 3 days. Who wanna ride? It won't cost you $1 with a sword for harder. Of course, you're still gonna holler, mama, I'm big.
They still don't even address the slavery that goes on in Mauritania. You know what I'm saying? Real shit that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Getting loose, but I got that book. If you out to get cool,
I don't wanna be playing no more.
I'm not a player, I'm just crushing out.
No, I mean, we start over every day, bro. We start over every day. We go to sleep, we get up, and we start all over again every single day. God is great. You can always start over, Will, actually. Every day you can start over.
Yeah.
Every day you close your eyes, you wake up, you're starting over. Start all over every day. It's a brand new day. We have been given that sunshine every day. Let's go, y'all. Come on. Good morning, Ludo. Paris, France in the building. Let's go, y'all. They say France in 2050, France gonna probably be mostly Muslim anyway. It's gonna be that's all those chickens coming home to roost.
You don't believe his stories. You know that there are lies, bad as you are.
Oh, hit me up, Reggie. Yeah, definitely. Come on through. That'd be dope. Hey.
Don't worry about what I do. I be coming home back to you every night, doing you right.
Also, the series of the tours you should have seen coming out at the Palladium in August. We're gonna have MOP, Mobb Deep plus special guests. It's gonna be a great night.
Love you, let me be the one to give you everything you want and need.
Let's go, y'all. Come on.
Baby, good love and protection. Make me your selection. Show you the way love's supposed to be. Baby, you
time to cash out. Shout out to the Duchess, founder of the Harmony Elliott Foundation. Let's go. We love that. So my guest this morning, also my man Kevin from 100 Suits gonna be coming through. Also my brother Freddie Fox is coming through.
Now Mace be the man, wanna see you doing good. I don't wanna get rich, leave you in the hood.
Hey.
Girl, in my eyes, you the baddest. The reason why I love you, you don't like me cause I'm static. I don't wanna see you with a carriage, living average.
We will be coming back to Europe after my operation.
Girl, I wanna
after I heal up.
till you feel you're a rabbit. Anything.
So we're gonna set it up. I guarantee you it will probably be my last time touring. One more world tour with Unc, but the boys are gonna keep going. Unc is gonna get into his foundations, OSG, the Harmony Elliott Foundation, and we're gonna work on the next generation, and that's what our job is. I'm gonna start focusing toward my philanthropic ventures and stuff like that, and also they want me to get back into just as a guidance space in the entertainment. They want me to be more of a like a general manager or a senior vice president or even a large major company or a president of a company where I can go in and I can give the guidance to kids as they start to get their careers right. So, yeah. Well, we're going to do one more big tour. So I'm trying to put it together now, the concept of it. I know y'all miss me in Europe, you know. Uncle be acting a fool out there. I love it though. I love performing. Let's go, y'all. Come on.
Got it. Squad.
Go to YouTube.
Be about us. Be about us. Got to do it. Got to do it.
I'm gonna try bringing some of my classic hip hop guys in next week. We got Freddie Fox coming in. It should be about. Slow down, baby.
I want to check with this hips and licks the lips.
We're gonna see Fat Joe as well.
But like the drip, girl, you get me aroused. How you look in my eye, but you talk too much, man. You wanna lose the feeling, cause the groove is ceiling is on fire. And you looking good for the getting. I'm a rider, whether in a hoodie or a linen, a provider. You should see the jury on my women, and I'm living it up. Squad stay filling the truck with
Go to
chicks
YouTube,
willing to trends with us. You say you got a man and you're in love, but what's love got to do
With a look of my
and you can just slide for a few and she can come to
strings out. Good morning, everybody. I'm in the building. Let's go. 5:39 in the morning, all the way to 6 o'clock. We'll get it popping. Coco, where you at? You coming in? What's Kimberly? Is Kimberly up? Good morning, y'all. Come on.
Romantic places in my mind, hoping someday I would find the perfect one, and I can share.
Let's go, y'all. Come on.
And that day you walked inside, no longer could I hide my love. I had to take you there. Sailing on a cruise at night into the ocean. Yeah.
Good morning. Let's work. Let's work now. Let's go. Come on now. The kids ain't two-stepping like us. Let's go, y'all. Come on.
The frenzy, so meet me on the floor where the ladies be. Who put the party in the frenzy?
Hey.
So meet me on the floor where the ladies be. Who put the party in the frenzy? So meet me on the floor where the ladies be. Long as the beat keeps going, the tracks keep flowing, the drinks keep flowing. We see some footwork, super rocking all night till your feet hurts. I be the life of the party, from the club to the hotel lobby. Let's work.
June 7th.
Let's work.
June 7th.
Let's work.
June 7th.
Let's work.
Come on.
Break a heel, sweat it.
Radio City Music Hall. Let's go, y'all.
Sweat it. Oh, I can't help but wait. Check it out. I see.
Let's see if I get Fame in here this morning as well. Close to the 7 o'clock hour. Maybe he'll talk about it. And also get my brother Tony Touch in here.
Can't help but wait. Check it out. I see you with him. He ain't right, but you don't trip. You stand by while he lies, then turn right around and forget. I can't take to see your face with those tears run down your cheeks. What can I do? I gotta stay true, cause deep down I'm still a G, and I don't wanna come between you and your man. Even though I know I treat you better than he can.
Come on.
Girl, I can't help but wait till you get that with him. It don't change no way till you see that with
Good morning,
me.
Troy Moffitt. Let's go.
Can't help but wait till you see
for what you really are. Baby girl, you are a star.
Let's work, y'all. Come on, Kev. Come on now. Let's get up. Come on. We do not care. We will not be following kids. We love y'all, but we lead kids. This is grown folk hip hop. Come on. Grown folk hip hop, R&B, club music, whatever you want to call it. These is beats and beats and beats and singing and rhyming and all that stuff. Let's work, y'all. Out to the building. Come on. Shout to Method Man, Red Man, two of the best to ever do it. If you ever get to see their show, they probably one of the best to ever put on the show.
Your body feels next to me. Oh, baby, when you're kissing me. Oh, baby, when you're loving me. I can't describe what I want to do to you tonight. Oh, baby, when
I got a Marquis story, man. Rest in peace to the brother Marquis. I'm not even sure if I should tell it on it this morning. But I got a real story, man. Shout out to 2 Live Crew. Hey, Coco, are you coming in for caffeinated tea or not? Let me know.
You're there for you anytime you need me. For real, girl, it's me and you.
I think you're just getting up. Coco just rolling over like, darling, my bourgeois.
My lady, we can make war.
Shout out to Method Man and Red Man.
That's why I'm with you to this day, who no frontin'. Even when the skies will break, you would rub me on my back and say, baby, it'll be okay. Now that's real to a brother like me, baby. Never ever give my booty away.
Woo! Let's go, y'all. Come on. Good morning, Duchess. Am I turning it up? Am I turning it up right now this morning with the music? Let's go. Come on, Duchess.
We got up the through and up, we made it through the storm. I really want you to realize, I really want to put you on. I've been searching for someone to satisfy my every need. Won't you be my inspiration? Need real love.
I'm inspired. The Duchess got me a new chair.
I'm searching for a real love.
She bought me a new chair. I'm real happy. Way more comfortable.
Chicago and them.
And yeah, we play R. Kelly. We play Diddy music. We play R. Kelly music. The music ain't did nothing to nobody. We don't cancel people over here. R. Kelly made some of the best music you ever heard. You crazy?
Don Juan and them.
Wish I would cancel somebody. You'd have to cancel a whole lot of music before I cancel R. Kelly.
I know that it's somebody's birthday tonight somewhere. And I know
5:40 something in the morning. Let's go. 5:46. Let's go, y'all. Come on.
tonight somewhere. I know one thing's for sure. I'm
Shit is
gonna
prevalent.
put my dancing shoes
I'll call you. Don't worry about it.
the door and go out and step the
Coco, what's wrong with your eye? What's wrong with your well, I got to guess calling in anyway. I mean, coming in on the live. So, but I always like your responses. But let's see if we get the same activity on the phone. Come on, come on.
I wanna know your name.
Good morning, Toby.
I wanna know if you got a man. I wanna know everything.
Toby, like, fuck that. I ain't gonna never go to the army. I ain't sending my kids. Fuck it.
I know what you like. I wanna
Yesterday,
know.
Toby was
so
very-
do it all night.
He was very
You're telling me I'm
outspoken on that.
just a friend. You're telling me I'm just a friend.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby, that's what I need. But you say I'm just a friend. I'm just a friend. You're not for me.
Woo! Let's go, y'all.
Say I'm just afraid. Yeah. I wanna know you in and out. I wanna know what you're all about.
June 7th, the world famous will be at the Radio City Music Hall. Shout to my brother Tony Touch. Shout him out one time for your mind. Let's go. We love you, Tone. Shout him out one time for your mind. Much love. Yeah. The great Tony Touch. Puerto Rican Day Parade. Gonna be a lot of people there to lock. A lot of people gonna be there today. You better get there early. Want to see MOP because Billy got another show that night. Let's go. Come on. Hey. Hey. Oh, we real grown today. Grown Folk Tuesday. We grown as motherfuckers here. Come on. We day party grown. Everybody knew he made up the COVID protocol. That's how they got rich. He made it up because they could sell masks and shit and all that damn ethanol that was supposed to be hand sanitizer. He was corporate. The corporate industrial complex is real. I'll go ladies. Hey, y'all are messing with me. I'm nice, man. Leave me alone. And I'm not even a DJ, and I'm nice. You know why? Because I got my friends are the best DJs in the world, so I'm gonna give y'all some slack. But if I was to go on the market and decide to go out there and actually book myself, I would take all the money. I'd take all the money. Got my Coco Dean laugh. Darling. Let's go. I'm gonna call you, Toby, about that. I need to find out why you don't want to do that. Come on.
When you were revealed,
good morning.
You were a dream that just should not have been a fantasy real. You gave me this beating, baby, this rhythm inside.
Yeah, they all sell to the Chinese, bro. That's what it is. That's the beef. You want to know why Trump might win the election? Because that's the beef that he has. He knows that the United States exceptionalism on the market has been cloned and copied by the Chinese. There you go. You're the highest of the high. Damn. I call this my spades game mix. If you chilling, playing spades, and somebody cooking, it's like a weekend, the barbecue, the grill's going, y'all outside chilling. This is the mix y'all listen to. Good energy. Only thing I'm missing here is before I let go. Let's go, y'all. Come on.
I got a surprise for you.
I gotta call Reggie on this. Wow, we talking money today. Good morning, y'all. Let's go. Let me get my black packs up. Come on.
Got me so excited, baby. A feeling I've been holding back so long.
Hey.
You got to sugar all your life. You're living, and boy, keep waiting to get started loving you.
Come on, everybody. Let's go. 5:03 in the morning. Uncle, let's work. Come on. Well, that music sounds so good to them. Turn it up.
In the GMB product, ghetto blues.
Oh, Maria, Maria. Another one. Remind of a West Side Story. We the best music. Watch me work. Come on. DJ Khaled.
I don't know if you could take it. No, you wanna see me naked, naked, naked.
Hey.
I wanna be a baby, baby, baby. Spinning in his red just like he came from Maytag.
Don't worry.
Rocket with sit on the ground. When I get like this, I can't be around you. Until it's a dim down and
Watch me work, y'all. Come on.
things that I'm going through. Wow, wow, wow.
Watch you work.
Wow, 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 thoughts. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts.
Yo, man, let me tell y'all something. Hold on, let me stop for a second. God dang. You gonna let these kids tell you what to listen to?
Dance with me, baby. Uh-oh, you feel like? All right. Come on. Don't
Are
stop.
you gonna let these kids tell you what to listen to?
All right.
You be out your rabbit ass mind. Let's go.
Oh, the song's on you is what said you're dancing like you're naked. Oh, it's almost like we're sexing.
Come on now.
Yeah, blue, I like it. No, I can't.
Go to YouTube where the music's good.
So you can tell I'm delighted. Oh, girl. Now, girl, I know you felt it. Oh, you know I can't help it. You know what I want.
If y'all do, this is what we listen to when we backstage. We listen to old R&B, chilling, vibing out, having a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Coming up, I was confused. My mommy kissing the girl. Confusion, the girls coming up in the cold world. Daddy ain't around. Yeah,
That's a
let's
great
take it
question.
back. Coming up, I was confused. My mommy kissing the girl. Confusion, the girls coming up in the cold world. Daddy ain't around, probably out committed felonies. My favorite rapper used to sing, check out my melody. I wanna live.
Now, put me, just cut
What up,
me,
people? Jump on. Say bye, what's up?
Okay. Yeah, Wale. Let me get it. Head it. She says she blow la la. Flip side. Let's my baby mama. Wow.
Hey, let's go.
Freeway got the hood on smash. Pop in tape. Step on gas and get close.
Go on, Freeway.
Freeway got the club on lock. Step on stage. Shut it down. Leave with a brawl. Check for an edge. Post up. Dance up with a block. Call the cops. In your area. Post up. Distribute to the block. Freeway. Move the rocks in your area.
What I tell you, do not play with me. It's Grown Folk Tuesday. Grown Hip Hop Tuesday. Come on, Free. Come on, Free. It's Grown Folk Tuesday. Let's go, people. Do not play with me this morning. Don't let them take y'all out. Let's go.
Put on my chest. Can't believe that she said yes. She's impressed. This could be the start of my happiness. She's so fly and intelligent, but you don't get out of Lord. You see her thighs. It's enough to make any grown man.
All right, we out of here. Let's get it started this morning. Come on, Dahlia. I love Afrobeats. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah, Charlie. Congratulations. Have a guess, so don't be too rough on him. Love you and good luck. Bye.
Love you too, monkey.
Welcome to the Raw Perspective with your host, the incomparable.
I love that
Uncle Lay,
Afrobeat.
AKA Lays Elliott, AKA Lazy Lays from the world famous, kicking it with you in topics about health, politics, music, art, culture, and now for your host, the legendary.
Because I've been to Africa. I know what it's like.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy.
Hey, yo, Lays, it's Rock.
What up, Rock?
Get in there and tell the people what it is, man. Let them know what this thing is all about. Come on, man. Take information.
That's what we do. The information, mitigation, and inspiration to get your asses up in the morning. You know, I mean, this is Grown Folk Tuesday, man. You know, when I do Grown Folk Tuesday, so crazy right now. Where's Coco? See, Coco, I need you in here. What the fuck's going on? Because I need to call people. I need the dexterity to call people while you in here. See what I'm saying? You're killing me, Coco. April Leon, good morning, us. It's good morning. 6 a.m. Before we get started today, I just want to thank everybody for yesterday's show. Very, very informative show yesterday. Shout out to my man Mike B. And what he explained yesterday, because he is a white guy growing up in the annals of Pennsylvania. And sometimes when we think about all the stuff that we go through as black people, we don't realize that a lot of white people are going through the same thing. And so when we start looking at things so broadly black and white, we don't realize that a lot of us have the same problem. So Mike B, really, rub it on your chest, brother. Rub it on your chest. But you made some very good points yesterday. You made some very good points yesterday. Good morning, April Leon. And it was a great show yesterday. So we got into it yesterday. Now, before we get into the news and all the caffeinated tea from Coco this morning, I'm gonna go ahead and get Black Facts out the way first. I think this is a good one. You're gonna like this one, blackfacts.com, because there's so much to talk about this morning, especially on the entertainment side. We'll get to all that stuff this morning, but a couple of points are being made, and one of the great things about making these points is that y'all understand that this is also, we have fun, but this is also a learning experience. All right. All right, we're not gonna talk about Beyonce. Some of the news and stuff is crazy. Okay, so let's go to blackfacts.com we'll get that out the way real fast because I want to just get that going. Shout to blackfacts.com. I hope y'all go in there to check them out because they are dope and they put some good information out there and just stuff that y'all need to know, because most of us don't know shit about our history because we don't want to look it up. Anyway, Angela Davis, June 4th, what year was that? Angela Davis? June 4th, 1972, Angela Davis was acquitted by all white jury, by the jury, okay? Who happened to all be Caucasian. She's an American political activist, philosopher, academic, and author of over 10 books on class, feminism, race in the U.S. prison system. Angela Davis, ain't that something? Born to an African-American family in Birmingham, Alabama, Davis studied French at Brandeis University and philosophy at the University of Frankfurt in West Germany. See, she traveled. She was enlightened. Travel enlightened you. After returning to the United States, she joined the Communist Party and became involved in numerous causes, including the second wave of feminist movement and the campaign against the Vietnam War. Championing the cause of black prisoners in the 1960s and 70s, Davis grew politically attached to young revolutionary George Jackson, one of the so-called Soul Dad brothers after the Soul Dad prison. Jackson's brother, Jonathan, was amongst the 4 persons killed, including the trial judge in the abortive escape and kidnapping attempt from the Hall of Justice in Marin County, California. Wow. Wow. Suspected of complicity, Davis was sought for an arrest and became one of the Federal Bureau of Investigation's worst criminals, most sought after. Arrested in New York City in October 1970, she was returned to California to face charges of kidnapping, murder, and conspiracy across the nation. Thousands of people began organizing a movement to gain her release. Free Angela. Hey. For more Black Facts, go to blackfacts.com. Angela Davis. Learn your history. Let it be no mystery, because if it's a mystery, it might repeat itself. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How y'all doing? Wow. Good morning, everybody. What a great morning this morning. Man, listen, I got to tell y'all, man, this show is great. We got a couple more weeks left, and then we're going off for the summer, and then we'll come back in the fall. But, you know, it's going to be different because I'm going under an operation in September where both of my knees are going to get taken and replaced. And so there's going to be a healing process. So we're going to see what September brings us. And we're hoping we can get back and be as active as I am now. But I'm going to spend September healing, the next 3 months healing. And then I'm going to go on tour at the end of the year with the world famous. And I'm going to take that time. I might write a book at that time. And maybe get that book out there that I've been planning to write. So, and thank you. If I don't run the Duchess off, she's gonna hold me down. If I don't run the Duchess off, she's gonna hold me down and help me heal and be a part of that conversation with her busy schedule. By the way, you know, with her busy schedule, you know, she does have a busy schedule. But I dropped the link in the chat, Coco. It's there. I dropped it in your, and I'm going to drop it in the chat. But I dropped it in the text. So my guest this morning, before I get to my guest, I want to get to Toby. But my guest this morning is there's so many things that he is in this conversation. But I'm gonna save it until after I get Toby off the phone. Because I really gotta check Toby's temperature. Number one, find out how he's been, but also I want to understand his rationale, his reasoning. If he's got, I want to know if he got sound reasoning here.
Good morning.
Good morning, Toby. First of all,
how you doing?
Before we get anything going, we know you just came out the hospital, so we don't want to get you too riled up this morning, Toby. So we're not gonna go. We're not gonna get you riled up. But I gotta question your motive, there, brother. I gotta question your conversation yesterday as we talked about the military. You said, quote unquote, that you wouldn't send your kids to the military. You wouldn't serve the country. Now you live in this country, and this is my rationale. All right, I want you to understand my rationale. You live in the country. You benefit from the country. Hold on, let me see if Coco, are you here? Look at that hat. Look at the beautiful. Hold on.
I'm trying, baby. I'm trying, baby. I'm trying. I don't know.
You sound great.
Can you hear me? Can you?
Yes, I hear you. Yes, we do. Yes.
I can barely hear you.
You can barely hear me, but I can hear you, and that's just your output.
I tried, baby.
Your output needs to be on your computer, Coco. But anyway, with that being said,
good morning, Coco.
Good morning, Coco. All right, Coco, we're gonna bring you on the phone after. Coco is hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, back to you, Toby. I just want you. That's Coco's theme music right now. Coco's theme music is crazy.
Right.
But listen, let me just say this to you. Why is it a thing that you don't believe that you should serve or your kids should serve the military? Explain that to me.
I don't believe in serving a country that sees me as 1/3 of a human.
Okay, then why you here? Then leave. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Because respectfully, then leave the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you in the country? See, because it's like this. You're taking you take the benefits of living in this country, right? Don't you?
Most benefits that are available to me, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And so why do you give a fuck? Respectfully, why do you give a fuck what they think? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just use the playbook because the playbook works for them. Why wouldn't you let the playbook work for you, which you are because you're a hard working dude?
I don't believe in the wars that's going on either. Excuse me. I don't believe in the wars that's going on either. The U.S. needs to meet to mind their business sometimes.
Yeah, but you still live in the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words.
Yeah, but okay, my question to you is, just because I live in this country, I must go into the military?
No, that's the great thing about the country. You don't have to. It's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice. Yeah, it's a choice. That's the great thing about the country. It's a choice for right now. But let's say they did a draft. You would have to go to the draft. Like, listen, at the end of the day, I didn't disagree with Muhammad Ali's right to say I'm not going to fight the country, especially fighting the war with Vietnam, because he said the Vietnamese ain't never called him a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I understand that whole conversation at the time, and things were very different in the country. But I'm saying today in this country, the way it is today, with the opportunities for everybody that's in the country, you still would, even though they may feel a certain way about you, but you still wouldn't defend the country that you're actually getting the benefits of living in. I don't understand that, Tony. I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm going to be honest with you, too. No, I wouldn't defend it.
All right. Well, listen, that's the great thing about this country. We can always agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, we can.
I don't like this country, and I wish I can leave.
Well, go ahead. You know they make planes that go out every single day, Toby. All right, Toby. But listen, one thing about
every
day they make planes. But listen, anyway, we love you anyway, Toby. And if you don't like the country, just know the morning emails loves Toby. So at the end of the day, Toby Hicks, I hope you don't leave the country. But if you do decide to leave, I got a bunch of countries you can go to, and then you'll be running back to this motherfucker like them motherfuckers crazy over here. You'll be running right back. You'll be running right back. I'm telling you right now. All right, I'll talk to you later, Toby. All right, later. Toby Hicks, everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I'm just letting y'all know. Listen, I could sit here and play around and tell you I travel the whole world. With all the problems, the United States is a great place to live. And at the end of the day, there's a playbook that you need to play to be in the United States, and let's learn that playbook. Once you learn that playbook, then you'll be all right.
Person you are calling cannot accept calls at this time.
Yo, Coco, we can't even get your phone working. What? Yo, Troy Muppet told me to book his flight. Book your flight and leave the country. Yeah, come on. Let me get April on phone. Hey, Coco, please call in because I can't get your phone ain't working. Coco is drama. Like, what's going on with you, Coco? Okay. I'm trying to rock with you this morning, Coco. You got all kinds of issues. Yeah. Good morning, April Leon. April, my sister, I love you so much. Leon. Don Corleone. Let me explain something. You missed. Oh, my guest just popped in, but let me you should stay on for this, April, too, by the way. But you missed the conversation yesterday. We were talking about, the military. Now, my brother, Kevin Wilson, a.k.a. Catman from the IOU Dancers, had, he became a master sergeant in the military. That is, the levels of E6, E7, E8, you know what I'm saying? Those are high level enlisted, not officers, but enlisted working men. That's what we call those people. I didn't block you, Coco. How would I have blocked you when I just called you? Oh, let me see. Did I block you from the thing? Anyway, I don't know what's going on. Coco's all over. No, he was E8. No, E7. Yeah, E8. He came Master Sergeant E8. So that prompted the question: should all citizens of the United States go to the military, and should that be a requirement in the United States? And if it did happen, would that affect crime, and would that sort of clean up the ghetto a little bit, even if you didn't like the politics of the country? But because you live here, wouldn't it make sense for you to go to the military? What's your opinion on that?
I'm still stuck on you telling people to leave the country.
Oh yeah, no, that was. Yeah, but listen, I did that to Toby because listen, I love Toby, but I'm just saying, if you don't want to defend the country you live in, then leave. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, same thing, make you laugh, make you cry. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out. No disrespect, but yeah, fuck out of here.
Yeah,
and then he was like, would you send your sons? I said, I would send all my sons. If they
would not send my sons.
I would send my sons. Yes, I would send my sons.
I'm shooting their little toe off.
No, I would send my sons and be proud of them. You see that? I would send my sons and be proud.
I think we need to worry more about protecting ourselves here in this country. I feel like we are constantly on the brink of civil war.
Yeah, well, that's how you protect yourself. You learn to use the weapons they use. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? First sergeant. Yeah, I know E8. I know. First sergeant. E9 is sergeant major. Yeah, I got you. But at the end of the day, then we're in a country that gave you the playbook, then play the game that they gave you the playbook for. That's the game. They gave you the playbook. We're going to play the game. You can't go, I'm going to play the game when I feel like it, and then when I don't feel like it, the country's fucked up. Play the same playbook that they're giving everybody else. That's why other people are coming in here winning. Shout out to the Hispanic community. They're coming in here winning. They're winning. They're winning in this country. They're winning. Shout out to the Arab community. They winning. Shout out to the Indian community. They winning. Why ain't we winning? You know, that's the point I'm making, April. We're not winning because we're worrying about the wrong thing. That's what I'm saying, April. But anyway, we'll talk more about that later. That is definitely a topic of discussion we should get to. But let me bring to the stage my brother. This brother right here, music industry entrepreneur. This brother right here really. Oh, by the way, April, you know I'm bringing Freddie Fox in on Monday.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. Dope. Freddie Fox coming on Monday. But anyway, this is a music business. Today's guest is a music business entrepreneur. He is a self-made businessman. He has managed some of the greatest artists out there from our era to this era. He was the senior executive at one of the biggest clothing lines. He worked with some of the most major moguls in the business. He is probably one of the biggest dudes as it pertains to marketing, branding, and all those things. But that's not even why I brought him. He is my brother. But let's bring to the stage my brother, Byron BK Kirkland. What up, Byron?
Oh, what's good, ladies? How you doing, Ben?
Oh, man. Welcome to the morning emails.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. No, this is a little earlier than I normally ride. But for you,
we get up in the morning, we get it. We get it done.
What's important. We get up what's important.
So, a couple of things this morning I'm going to talk to you about. We'll talk about you and your history and the people you've managed from Corday to MBK to all the different artists that you've managed. But that's one thing. BK is great. Your time at Academics, where you basically ran the shop at Academics. Your time working with right now the infamous Diddy with all the things that he's going through. And I'm not even going to ask you to chime in on that because we've already established that's something that just has to play itself out from our perspective on the morning emails. That's not even what I'm here to talk to you about. But what's more important, last week we had a bunch of women on the show, shout them out, and they were telling their cancer survivor stories. Now, Byron, with all the things that he's done, still active, and very powerful in the music business and in branding and sports and all the other shit he does, is a breast cancer survivor. And I thought that was interesting that you could talk about your surviving breast cancer from a male perspective. So before we get the thing, I want to welcome Byron. Everybody, shout out Byron Kirkland. Everybody, welcome. And on the phone, we got my sister, principal of Liberation Plus Diploma, founding principal. My sister, I call her Dahan Leon, but this is my sister, April Leon. She's on the phone this morning. April, what up? Say what's up to Byron.
How you doing, April?
What's up, Byron? Good morning.
How you doing?
Well, Byron, let me just say this to you. I thought it was important to have you on this morning because last week we had some really powerful stories. The Duchess, the Duchess. We call Deandra the Duchess. That's the word everybody calls Deandra the Duchess. Dee Dee told her cancer story, and which prompted people to tell their cancer stories. And April had a very serious cancer story with a very close friend of hers. They would tell a story, and it was really just amazing to hear all the women telling these stories of survivorship. But you actually, as a man, had a cancer story that was hard for me to understand because I remember when you put this out there a couple years ago,
right,
when you talked about it and everybody was praying for you, and you survived and you're in a great space, but you had breast cancer as a man.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about that this morning.
I mean, it was very unique. I was diagnosed when I was about 37 years old, which is even more unique. In terms of males having breast cancer, is normally found when they're close to their 70s, 80s. And for me, I think I would have to attribute it to food, to be honest. We did a full test of my family. We ran through, my mother was tested, my sister was tested, my father was tested. There was no genetic mutation in the family. So, I would say over those years, I lived a life of excess, eating everything, steaks, multiple times a week, drinking, and I think those foods consumed over the years, maybe even living where I lived at, maybe they're the best quality of foods, attributed to me being diagnosed with male breast cancer. And I would have to say, I have to give a lot of credit to my wife.
Yes.
Without her, sort of pushed me to go to the doctor. Took as a young man at the time, the doctor, something was that I felt like, I would go for annual checkups. I asked my my daily physician in terms of, I pointed out to him, like I had a small lump on my chest, and he sort of brushed it off, said, "Hey, these things happen. It could be a fatty tissue deposit. They'll come, they'll go away," but it hadn't gone away, and I felt it for years. Honestly, it had been about 4 years since I felt this mass on my chest, and I felt like it was growing.
April, have you ever heard? Hold on, April, have you ever heard of male breast cancer being a thing?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
I've never heard of male breast cancer, especially in this case. Men, we go through prostate issues. We got lung cancer, prostate cancer, colon cancer. But male breast cancer is crazy. So tell us, Brian. So what was that process like that as you started to take us through that process when you found the lump? What happened?
One day, I had to say, again, 10 years ago, I'm actually in my bedroom, touching my chest. My wife's like, what's wrong? I said, no, there's something here, but it's nothing. Kind of dismissed it. She said, let me see. She touches it and she's like, no, you need to go to the doctor immediately. I'm like, nah, I've had it for years. And she was, and it alarmed her. The Monday after Thanksgiving, I go to Inglewood Hospital to go get a biopsy. I get tested. Again, I'm still assuming it's nothing. I'm thinking it's a fatty deposit. Maybe they can remove it.
Yeah.
It's nothing. About a week later, I get a phone call. I'm entertaining folks at the house. Receive the phone call. Hey, this is Mr. Kirkland. I'm like, yes, this is Inglewood Hospital. And I immediately get on the phone and kind of joke like, oh, what is it? It's nothing, right? And they're like, no, we found cancer. And once I heard that, it was like everything went to mute. All I can hear was like fuck the Charlie Brown, the teacher in the classroom. I heard womp 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 womp. Yeah, it was completely,
it's crazy,
completely unbelievable.
Wow.
So I had some decisions to make at that point. Inglewood Hospital wanted to follow the traditional protocol to go down there, do chemo, radiation. I prayed on it. sort of really tapped into my network and realized I had so many friends and families that have been affected with cancer. You know, some of my friends' children, some of my friends personally going through their own bout with cancer, and did the research in terms of finding the right hospital. And I landed on Memorial Sloan Kettering.
Memorial Sloan Kettering. That's a great hospital. If you were if you were to have cancer, that's probably one of the top hospitals in the country.
Yes. So it's a teaching hospital. And even they were kind of dumbfounded with again my age, I guess my perceived health condition, because I was healthy, and they went to work, right? So we had the surgery, they analyzed the mass, and determined that they would put me on tamoxifen. And
Tamoxifen, that's a cancer drug, right?
Yeah, what essentially tamoxifen kind of regulates the estrogen levels in your body.
Okay.
So it's a practice, and so it really was a key drug in terms of me sort of dealing with it. It was a traditional protocol to do for 5 years. One of things for 10 years because studies sort of shown that it's better to stay on it longer from their trials. Yeah. And again, mine's a very unique case. I did 1 round of radiation, and
wow.
A lot of it was changing my diet, being more disciplined, and thank God, through the doctors at Memorial Sloan Kettering, support of my family and friends. Again, I'm here 10 years today, cancer free, and I like to be conquered. That's surviving sounds like people come back and win. It's conquered. And,
Byron. Hold on, man. A couple of things you talk about in that conversation. Not just the diagnosis, and I think April, you hear some of the key points in this conversation, but even April as an educator can hear more. But one of the things you talk about was the importance of your wife.
Absolutely.
Having somebody.
I just was going to say, shout out to your wife. Thank God for your wife.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Thank God for your wife.
It was stage. Oh, I neglected to say it was stage 3. So it wasn't an early stage. It was stage 3.
It was stage 3 cancer.
Stage 3.
Wow.
They tested my lymph nodes. Fortunately, it didn't travel through my lymph nodes because that's once it's there, then it can metastasize anywhere in your body at that point.
Yeah.
So fortunately, I caught it early enough where it hadn't traveled, but stage 3 is still severe case.
Yeah. Shout out to Mrs. Kirkland. I've gotten to know Mrs. Kirkland over the years. She's a great, she is absolutely your better half. And to be honest with you, that is a problem that we suffer. A lot of us suffer these problems when it comes to this. Kimberly, come in on the link when you get a chance. But we suffer these problems alone. Men do that. We recognize that. And it's important that because men don't like to go to the doctor, we don't like to get checkups, we don't like to do anything. And let me shout out the Duchess, because once the Duchess came into my life, she was like, nope. I mean, she's always at every doctor appointment. She's communicating, because she works. She is in health. That's what she does. She's a recruiter. She recruits doctors. She went back to her old life after this or whatever from over here. But yeah, she came and got me and went back to her old life. And at the end of the day, she understands the language. Also having your partner understand the medical conversation so you don't take bad diagnosis and stuff like that, because all those things matter. Making sure you get to the right doctor, the right hospital, all those things matter. And you got to give it to your wife, because I don't know if we would have had the understanding and fortitude to know all the things we had to know to beat this cancer. Because when you put it out there that you had cancer, we all were like, I'm sorry, BK, what do we got to do? But we don't know. We can't beat the cancer. We can't, you know what I'm saying? We can't, there's nothing we can do. We can't yell at it. We can't, you know what I'm saying? We can't slap box cancer. You gotta go out there and deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling today, BK?
Definitely a spiritual journey for me. I'm definitely a strong believer in faith. But again, attributing a lot of it to my wife, because again, a lot of times, we dismiss going to the doctor. I'm at that age, I'm thinking I'm unstoppable, doing very well in business, You know,
Yeah.
from you know, an environment where you had to fight in order to survive, conquer. You know, just
you got to be
childhood
healthy in this
development, right?
business. You can't be sick in this business. You got to be healthy to survive in this business. And as you see, if you're sick in this business, you walking around, it's just a matter of time before this business kills you. Absolutely. And it's important. That's one of the things that I took full responsibility of my health, and I shut down. They used to laugh at me like it's amazing. Like it would say, Lays dropped the bat pellet. He was out because I was leaving early to go to sleep. But Byron and them know that too. Even when I'm out with my crew out there, we're hanging with my OTG, TC brothers and all that stuff. This is what happened to Lays. Lays broke out. You know why I broke out? Because I need to go get some rest.
Right.
I can't compete like a 20-year-old. So we got 50-year-old dudes, and Byron's not yet 50, but we got 50-year-old guys out there trying to live like 20-year-old guys. And then the business, this entertainment business, the stress and all that stuff, and business itself will kill you if you don't do the right thing, if you don't settle down and understand your position. I don't care how healthy you think you are. And then I would be active. Byron is one of my golf partners. I have taken a lot of money from Byron over the years. But I do impart a lot of wisdom, right? BK, it's not a free pass.
I like that.
You see, the hand that striketh giveth the flower. No, but BK is a very accomplished man in entertainment. One thing, even as we get off of I don't want to go away from the cancer conversation for a second, but let's talk about entertainment for a second. Byron manages and handles the careers. He has his own entertainment company. Let's talk about your history for a second. How did you get into the entertainment business?
I internship in high school. I interned at Arista Records.
Yeah.
At Arista and at Uptown. So the interns, sort of experiences what sort of allowed me to sort of establish foundation to have a career in the music industry.
Yes.
But at the time, it was a phenomenon happening. Going through the neighborhood, there were artists that would come by, and were always intrigued by it and seeing sort of young men sort of find new ways of achieving success. I'm a child of hip hop. My first records were Sesame Street Fever, Curtis Blow the Breaks, and Eighth Wonder, right? So those were records I played repeatedly. So I was a child of rap, born into rap, and went to school at Morehouse College. Through my internship, I became a college rep, and so I had accounts such as Uptown Records, Bad Boy, LaFace, Outkast. So I worked all those records and worked with a lot of those artists in the early stages of their career. So the 0 to 60 kind of component of watching sort of an idea. Whether it be something.
So you grew up in the era where hip hop exploded and became the big financial blow up. You grew up right within that.
Absolutely. I saw the transformation from it just being about just fun and making a couple dollars to like artists making hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, which wasn't the case at that time.
So did you see a shift in the mentality of the artists as they started to make millions of dollars?
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about folks who had come from impoverished means to having, again, money that they think you'll have for the rest of your life, right? But you saw entitlement, you saw abuse of power, you saw frivolous spending, but also some of those who actually did the right thing and bought real estate and found other ways to make money because they realized that this wouldn't be sustainable career. So I saw a large gamut of things, but majority was fast money, and folks living lives of excess.
So then you started to go into fashion. What made you go into fashion, and what did you do? Okay, you started working. You were one of the big ups over at Academics, and what made you go into fashion?
Well, just prior to Academics, I ran marketing. I worked marketing at Sean John. So I had an account. I had an account with Anheuser-Busch prior to me going to fashion. I worked with another good friend of ours, Lynn Burnett, who had a company called Vanguard Media.
Lenny Burnett, one of the co-founders of Vibe magazine. That's our brother.
That's correct.
Lenny. Yeah.
And so I worked on a conference called Impact, which was like a sort of.
I know Impact. Yeah.
It brought retail. It brought brought music and brands together, and we were responsible for producing the producing the conference. Work with brands such as Pepsi and Colgate and different liquor companies, and sort of bringing partnerships to music. So again, it was another sort of early stages of sort of conducting, bringing that commerce together.
Right. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
So from Vanguard, I met a brother who worked at a company called Uniworld who had Anheuser-Busch as an account, and we decided to sort of try our hand in entrepreneurship by establishing our agency called the Run Group. So with the Run Group, we had Anheuser-Busch, the Bud Light tour is what we produced, and on the tour it was Ludacris. He had the Chicken and Beer album, and we produced a 25-city tour. At the time, so hip hop, we still sort of, hip hop doesn't have the same sort of stigma in terms of not being able to have corporate partnerships. But Bill O'Reilly.
But you were there at the time and this is something I think, what you're saying, the importance of what you're saying, I think, even turns up when you talk about the way that the corporate. Good morning, Maria Davis. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm on with Byron Kirk. Byron, you know Maria Davis, right?
Yes. How you doing, Maria?
Legend herself. Let me just say this: you're talking to an era where corporate sponsorships and the corporations then realize hip hop as a viable means of making money, and you started to talk about. You talked about when corporations said, "Hey, wait a minute, why aren't we using this to make money?" And that came up in your era as a businessman.
Absolutely. So again, through Vanguard Media, it owned Heart and Soul, Savoy, Honey Magazine, and it had a wealth of advertisers, who were looking to try to identify with a certain audience.
Right.
Hip hop had the stigma of not necessarily being brand family, and we sort of created this platform that allowed brands, musicians, to sort of coexist and show sort of the power and the power, and also some of the rollouts of some of the music and where they can sort of fit in. Right. So we felt like Ludacris was sort of a safe partner for Bud Light, only for Bill O'Reilly to come on board to sort of attack Ludacris because again, he didn't understand what we were building from this community. And
what made you think Ludacris was going to be? Because Ludacris is a great brand ambassador. Shout out to Ludacris. What made you identify Ludacris as a guy that you could use to really blow up the corporate space?
I mean, image wise, one, he had a great team. So Shaka and Jeff, his management, went to college with Shaka, and it starts with a team first, right? And then to me, the team and the talent. And they both understood the assignment, understood the value of having corporate partners, and and his music was great, right? So this is, I believe, the Chicken and Beer album might have been the second album, I think it was.
Chicken and Beer,
and so it only made sense. Chicken and Beer, Bud Light, trying to find a way to connect to our audience, and in my neighborhood, nobody drank Budweiser, more or less Bud Light.
Right.
So they're trying to find a way to identify with our rapidly growing economic sort of.
Well, the white audience gonna buy it if they think we rocking with it. So to see see Ludacris out there rocking with it, which is very harmless to say beer, whatever the case may be, to see him doing that would make the white audience think that this is cool to drink Bud Light, which they was gonna drink anyway. So. And it's better than slit malt liquor. So,
but the crazy part is that Bill O'Reilly had, for lack of a better term, a hard on for Ludacris, because he had mentioned him in a song and dedicated a whole special of the O'Reilly Factor to sort of ruining that relationship with Anheuser-Busch and Ludacris.
So Bill O'Reilly killed the Ludacris deal.
Absolutely.
And really, he needed to worry more about Cameron. He tried
to identify Ludacris as a gangster rapper, which is
right.
When you can, again, it's the art, like not understanding the culture, and if you sort of look at the words used in the song, you can make a case that, who is this guy? Because he started to show off with showing Anheuser-Busch campus, this 100-year-old company, built it in American soil. They showed the St. Louis Ark.
Yeah.
And, all these bottle workers who were white from what they showed. And they said it's decided to line itself with gangster rapper Ludacris with songs like Move, Get Out the Way, right? Or I Got Hoes, different area codes. When he's reading the lyrics, obviously the callers didn't understand the language used. And
by the way, not to say Ludacris ain't soft, but he is far from what we consider a gangster rapper. You know what I'm saying? Far from that. Speaking of that, let's pivot for a second to what just happened at Summer Jam.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to need your insight on this because you work and you kind of got your feet in both spaces, right? You got your feet in the new generation and the old generation. So Method Man came on. Marie, I don't know if you know this story. Method and Redman did Summer Jam. Now Method Man is probably, Kimberly, you know about this?
I did.
Method Man is probably one of the, and Redman got one of the best shows in hip hop. Those two guys, I've toured with them. They are amazing on stage. Redman looks amazing. It's an amazing combination, right? They did Summer Jam, and the crowd basically stared at them. They didn't do anything. So Method Man felt that there was
how that could happen with all that energy.
Well, just check it out. Method Man said there's a big disconnect. Method Man, let me get to it. Like, Method Man came on and was like, "Yo," he's like, he's never coming back to Summer Jam.
Mm-hmm.
He actually put a post up in social media. He said, "Listen, it's not our crowd at all. Thanks again, New York and the whole tri-state area that showed up to the event, plus Pete and Ebro, being Rosenberg and Ebro. I got love for y'all, but I'm never again at this point. Generation gap is way too wide. Never coming back. Never coming back." That was Method Man's. And it's interesting that he would go that because there is a demarcation between the new generation and the older generation. I don't think that, well, April says drill music, but I don't think that it doesn't make the older music viable because hip hop has gotten older, and the older hip hop dollar is still a viable piece, a marketing piece. Would you agree? Would you disagree or agree with that, Byron?
I would agree wholeheartedly. When you saw that last year during Hip Hop 50,
right?
That's when the legacy acts were able to sort of be able to show their power, the staying power, how the record survives. Be able to see how well they are able to perform, and people showed up and bought tickets. Selling tickets is everything in music business, right?
Right.
So, there's a viable business still in legacy acts and legacy music. I think the problem is that it's hard to have a radio format that's if you're not playing the legacy music as part of it. So it's hard for the younger generation to be able to connect, right? So if they're not hearing the music, in their homes or on radio, how do you expect them to sort of be able to sort of adapt and celebrate?
Has Hot 97 become so disconnected from the community that made them big? And this is a I'm giving you a little tough question here because I know that you still work in the business, but in my opinion, Hot 97 has been disconnected from the roots that made it what it is. As the audience grow older, they left the audience and searched for the younger corporate dollar, which is the money that the kids will spend.
Right. I think it's a challenge. I think the radio as an industry is changing, right? And so people are consuming more music online. I would say a few people listen to radio, but I would say even the demo they're targeting isn't necessarily a radio audience. So I think Hot 97, like other stations, are still trying to find that perfect balance of being able to address what brands are looking for, the advertiser looking for, the younger audience, yet still sort of connect with the actual audience that actually listen to radio. So it's tough. So it's not an easy thing for them to sort of address and figure out because you can't be all things to all people. I think it's more than radio. I think it's just as a culture. I think that we have to be able to celebrate the legacy acts and be able to play those in formats where you're able to hear them. Because when I go to clubs from outside, the funny part we were saying the other day is that the music that the young generation are still partying to are the older records, right? I think the records of the 90s and 2000s still sort of control the tempo, right? They're still throwing some current records, but it can't have a full night of music without digging in the crates and playing our records from our generation. So, but somehow it's not manifesting itself at radio and other formats. When you go,
I'm gonna get you some tough questions on you, BK, but I'm gonna be very nice. But let's walk down the line a little bit. I'm on with Byron Kirkland, entrepreneur extraordinaire, cancer survivor. When he talked about having male breast cancer, I thought it was apropos to bring him on here so that he can explain, because this men having breast cancer at a young age is definitely not something that is known all the time. So it's very important. Beanie Long said the younger generation, they don't understand that their parents don't listen to music with them. Our generations dropped the ball and stopped playing music in the house and exposing kids to it. That could be part of it.
That is a big part of it. Think about it, because when we're in the car, you listen to whatever music your parents have on the radio, right? Nowadays, you're in the car, the kids have the headphones on, and they're really in their own world. Or they even take control of the station. I can't imagine telling my dad, "Yo, turn that off and put this on." No, this is this is what it is.
Yeah, like we listening to the OJs. Well, shut up.
It's what it is.
Right.
You want to find a way to appreciate it. You know, right? And really, that's kind of, to me, that's how kind of hip hop was birthed. Like, you started appreciation for these old records, but you would tap into the records and find a way to remix them and redo them in order to sort of create your own sound.
Right, we was digging in our parents' crates. So those are our parents' records. Like, I started DJing on a hi-fi in the house. I'm and you know what I'm saying? And then they would play spades, and they would have the 45 with the little clip, and then the record would just drop by itself. And then we playing spades, they smoking. Here, boy, take a little sip of this whiskey.
Those were the days. Those were the days.
That was the day. The business got in the way of the music sometimes, right? So sampling was a thing. Then sampling is outlawed. Now to go back to sample a record today is just so costly.
Hold on, BK. Let me just say, you make a great point. Let me just say this. Fuck all you sample snitches out there. Fuck y'all. Fuck you sample snitches out there. Fuck y'all.
So,
come back.
Hey, why you starting trouble in the morning?
They be snitching.
It's you know, you go online, you go to who sampled it, and all the information. People are digging the crates and snitching, telling exactly who sampled it.
Yeah, they snitching. Yeah.
I think the lost art of sampling also took away from the education of the next generation to hearing certain music, because we hear a record like, who is that? Who where'd that come from? And then you get the sort of history of that song just through sampling, and you would go and discover James Brown if you didn't know about it, or
right. You would get an entire education on music. Mm-hmm. You would get to understand, which revitalized. I mean, Guru said it in the record. It revitalized the careers of those older artists when you realize that, and now those older artists are going on tour. Shout out to Mick Jones and Mark Ronson for allowing us to use Cold as Ice. Because then we were able to go to them and say, hey, thank you for letting us use the record. They still would own the record, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, Sam and Dave and those guys for the records that we sample for our big hits, they would still own the record, but at least we would be able to make these hit songs. Nowadays, it got crazy with where people was telling on these samples. I mean, guys that I love too would be snitching on samples. I digress. But anyway, we'll talk about that. That bothered me. I swear to God, I was gonna punch one dude right in his mouth one day, man. It makes me mad, man, because sampling is an art.
Triggered.
It triggered me for a second. All right. I'm not gonna get you in trouble, BK, because you saying some serious stuff, but we'll talk about that later.
Hey, ladies, if I can add this, my nephew turned 12 yesterday. He had a little bowling party. He wanted a song to come out to on his bowling party, and he picked Cold as Ice because I like that. So he picked Cold as Ice as he came out to his little bowling party.
Yes, Cold as Ice. The MOP Cold as Ice, or the
That's right.
There you go. There you go.
Right.
MOP is for the children. MOP is for the children.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Well, his dad's from Brownsville, so he's like, and his mom's big MOP.
Hey, listen. So. We love them. We love the childrens. We say the children can't have no Christmas. MOP love the children. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Absolutely.
By the way, this weekend we will be at the at the Radio City Music Hall. Shout out to Tony Touch. We will be out there this week. And also we're putting together a tour. We're going to do a tour with Mont Havoc, the tour that you should have seen, which is unfortunately Prodigy is gone now, but we're going to put the tour together. MOP, Havoc, which is MOP, Mobb Deep, and then we're going to add State Property and one more act, and that's going to be a great tour that we're putting together. We're going to do 10 to 15 cities in the States, and then we'll take it overseas and do what we got to do. But this is that era of hip hop. The point I'm making and why I brought it up was that Method Man has to understand this. You have to use your power of discernment and know that if you're going out there doing your stuff in front of little ass kids, drill music.
Right.
Meth, I love you, man, but you got to know the audience you're rocking to. KRS-One talked about that. Know the audience you're rocking to and know how to adjust to that audience. And we have to be flexible in that space. Go out there and do the Mary J joint. They'll know that one. And get up on out of there. You know, I know that because I go out there and we'll do Annie Up and we out because we know they know Annie Up.
Right.
Go ahead, BK. I'm sorry.
No, that's a fact. You definitely gotta know your audience, and sometimes you gotta play into a little bit too. You know, like if you're in certain markets, you may throw a mixing of another record in it that the audience may be familiar with, and rock to that. So you still gotta you gotta adjust.
Yeah.
You gotta think about it from that perspective. You have to understand the actual audience you're dealing with and understand that a 14, 13, 12, 15-year-old may not know MOTHOD man. You know what I'm saying? And they may not know, Superman Lover by Redman. So you got to just play to the audience and then accept your space. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get that because you got to put records in the space. Right. But so what's new for you? I know you work with Corday, from YB, those guys. You work with Machine Gun Kelly. You got a bunch of new artists coming out.
Yeah,
BK.
I got a bunch of new artists. I have this young lady from Staten Island by the name of Cleo Trapper. She's a really dope influencer who's really an amazing talent. I have this R&B singer by the name of Leona Banks who has a big record coming out next week with Sweetie. But I'm helping artists now in the independent journey. A lot of the artists that I work with, even though we were signed to majors, we did a lot of the work ourselves. And so now, helping artists understand the value of ownership, the value of their work, and being able to help them on the independent front to build their careers. So if they do decide to go into a major, because I'm a fan of majors too, right? I think there's different avenues for different artists, and there's no independent label today can still impact the record globally like a major.
Right.
But when you step to a major, you want to make sure you have your affairs in order, that you have the right type of leverage. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm helping artists build leverage so they can decide to either go to the major.
Jay-Z talks about it. Kevin Liles talks about it. 100% and nothing. It's nothing. A lot of these guys come on, they're going to own their stuff. They're going to all this shit, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't own. If you don't if it's 100% and nothing, it doesn't mean anything.
Right. So
what are we really talking about? You're gonna have to learn strategically to partner up with people that can help you get to the next level, or else, I look at the industry like an ocean, right? It's an ocean, and you got the big liners out there, the Beyoncés, the Rihannas, the Jay-Z's, the Lil Waynes and all, and Drakes and all that, and then you got your little boats that are popping out there, little dinghies popping out there, trying to get their shit out there. And talking about, I own my dinghy out, but you be out there by your goddamn self. So you gotta learn. You gotta learn strategically to partner up. And if a person, and this is my, and I'm saying this and I think this is a learning experience for you young artists out there. If a person doesn't have an interest in your career, a financial interest, then they're not going to be interested. And if you can then see, the key is making the hits and then leveraging your interest. So once you leverage your interest, I ain't never seen nobody that was making hits complaining about their deal. They only complain about their deal once it's over. once your career is over. I ain't never seen nobody complain about the shit. It's almost like watching the pattern while they're hot. Oh my God, I'm chilling. I got the Liberace jewelry. It's all crazy. But then once they cool down, the record company jerked me. I've never seen it happen while they were popping, while they were spending the money. I mean, how do you feel about that, BK?
No, I mean, it's the truth. It's all good. When it's good, it's all good until it's not, right? And so I think it's, again, we understanding your deal and your deal structure, and then finding different ways to sort of generate revenue. That's where the team sort of comes into play. I think there's a lot of information out there, which is good, but there's a lot of misinformation that's out there too. So
do not let Instagram be your lawyer. First and foremost.
That's right.
And every deal is separate and different. Every situation is different. Mm-hmm. And quite honestly, as Jay-Z said, 99.999% of these artists fail. Mm-hmm. Understand that. And the industry does not run on failed artists. They run on the few that make it. And that's what funds all the funds.
Because a lot of times artists don't believe in their teams, right? So they get hot, and majority of artists, get hot, and then they get sold the dream. Oh, you need to go to this sort of management firm or to this other company in order to take you to the next level, right? And I think it's important. Those artists that
never works. Never works. Never works.
With the team that they started with, and so nobody understands the DNA as the people who sort of built you from 0 to 60. Now, if you're a manager that isn't accomplished or doesn't have the resources to get you to the next level, to your point, then bring in a partner, right? But when you take out that person, that key person that knows your fabric, knows your DNA, and you remove them from the equation, 99.9% of the time, those artists no longer sustain their viability.
Let me tell y'all something. I always tell stories as I get into this part of this time of the show. I tell you, an artist that I took. The artist came to my house. He was, was on his knuckles. He lived on my couch. We took him from off my couch to platinum in about a year. He became platinum as a platinum artist. And then a new guy came in and he turned around and said, "Yeah, Lays, I can't work with you no more because this guy said you have too much power and I got to move on." I shook his hand. I shook his hand and said, "What? Okay, I'll see you later." And as soon as I walked away from his career fell off like a rock. Like it was almost like this. It just dropped and it was over. And you never heard from him again.
Right.
That's what it happened. But that's the point I make. It happens every single day. Mm-hmm. Guys, stay with the team that got you there. Okay. And then modify it as it goes down the road. Right. But with the team that gets you there, it's the team that's going to keep you there. You understand? And Byron's probably been through that as well. I mean, on multiple occasions. Oh,
absolutely. In management, they said it's not if, it's when in most cases, right?
Right.
When they decide to feel like, oh, I did this because listen, as an artist, you get high on yourself. You're doing it for the cheers, right?
All the good shit is mine, and anything that goes wrong is the manager's fault, right? Is that
right?
that's what
right.
The blame game, right? And so, it's unfortunate because you see it all the time. Then they're back on the line. Yo, what's up, what's up, OG?
Right.
Hey, bro, how you doing? And it's like crickets. I moved on, right?
Right.
So it's it's an interesting space, but
But I mean, you've made a great career, and your story as we talk about Byron's story. I know he's busy; he's got to go today. He's got a lot going on today, so we're gonna let him go. But your story is
I got some money to get later on too. I got some money to get later on too.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later.
Oh,
but
yeah.
But his story is resilience, and I think resilience is probably what we take away from this young man in every bit of the business. I mean, we're going to bypass the Diddy conversation because we know that Diddy and you know him well enough to understand some of the things that was going on. I don't think you were at all the parties and all that stuff because you were doing business. But at the end of the day, that you probably could have seen down the road that this could probably be problematic down the road. And I'm not going to put you under that pressure, but I'm quite sure you understand the full breadth what he's going through right now. And we just wish that whatever's happening gets the proper air that it deserves. Let's just give it that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot of takeaways from the Diddy conversation that the man, besides what we know about in the tabloids and the news and all that kind of stuff, the man is also partially responsible for a third of popular music today. So at the end of the day, there is so many ins and outs to that conversation. So respectfully, we won't even get into that conversation with Diddy, but I know that you understand that, and you know, I'm quite sure you wish all parties the best. Let's just say that.
Yeah, let's leave it at that.
Yeah. We wish all the parties the best, and we hope everybody is okay. And whatever truth has to come out, everybody gets held accountable for their own actions and whatever else is whatever else. You know what I'm saying? Hey, did you know Biggie?
Briefly. I was, you know, when growing up, I knew him. He got super hot, so I didn't spend a lot of time with him. But you know, really great person to be around. A lot of fun.
How many of the Bad Boy artists were you really cool with from the old days?
A few of them. I had a relationship with Craig Mack, Loon.
Loon. Brother Loon, salute to Brother Loon. He's no longer a rapper. He doesn't do music anymore. He's doing some great stuff in the community. Salute to him. Yes.
Yeah. I work with a lot of R&B talent. My whole story with Ludacris, I wound up switching gears from rap to R&B, which is how I wound up working there. I wound up putting on Carl Thomas and Mario Winans on that tour and changed it to R&B because, again, hip hop was still, you know.
So can we say you're responsible for Winans and Carl Thomas, you know, getting their careers off the ground?
I give it to them. They were already hot. They were hot, so it was an easy transition. So it was just, again, but a nuance of, you know, again, creating that corporate partnership and an opportunity for them to do future business with Anheuser-Busch was something I could say I'm responsible for. Because again, corporations weren't putting a lot of money into Black music, and you know, it was important to try to create those.
Hey, Kimberly, you heard everything Byron's saying. Kimberly, anything you want to ask Byron before we let him go?
Well, I didn't want to go back into the cancer situation because I didn't know, you know, that you guys, how much you had discussed, but I wanted to ask him personally. I believe you said breast cancer is what you dealt with.
Correct.
How, as a man, did you feel emotionally? How were you emotionally dealing with a cancer that is quote unquote a woman's cancer? Because you don't hear too many men with this diagnosis. How did you feel internally? And how did that you know, sit with you as you were going through this?
You know what? Initially, I was confused because, again, you never hear of men with breast cancer, but it's really based on location in your body, right?
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily, you know, just not ownable to women, but it's women by far and large have breast cancer more so than men.
Yeah.
For me, it was you know, initially I was embarrassed. Like, how do I have breast cancer? Right?
Yeah.
What's that? Right? And then
I ain't got no titties. How I got breast cancer?
Yeah. How does that work? Right? And then and then you lean into it, and it's like, listen, the information they find from me, and again, work with Memorial Sloan Kettering, the information that they learn from my case will help other folks who may be affected, and maybe a lot of men walking around with it, and not dealing with those ailments. So for me, it's also about just. It taught me to make sure to address everything as you see it, right? Don't let anything, if there's anything wrong with your body, go to the doctor, get it checked out, and get a second opinion, get a third opinion, right? Because I could have
absolutely.
I could have easily gone.
You know, BK, let's end it on that, man. And let me just say, I want to thank my brother Byron Kirkland for coming on this morning. I mean, this has been not only informative as well as entertaining, and it's definitely information that we need to know. I mean,
I hope he can come back. I mean,
we'll let him come back. That's why I want to give you a little cliffhanger. Let him come back because he's got great announcements, and we're gonna find out who took that golf money. Anyway,
it'd be great. Our next segment, we'll find out.
We'll find out. Again, thank you, BK. Thank you, Maria Davis. I have a great announcement from Maria Davis. Congratulations on getting that on the Senate floor. Also, thank you to Mona. I'll let Maria announce that on her next time on the show. It's such a big story that we want to spend some time on it. I mean, you deserve every bit of it. And also, Mad Wednesdays is coming up, and you made it a day party, so you know I'm gonna show up. Thank you very much. Because you know I wasn't coming to no nighttime Mad Wednesdays, by the way. Just letting you know. But anyway,
keep it age appropriate.
Age appropriate Mad Wednesdays. Grown folk hip hop for grown people.
Unlike the 12-year-old listening to Cold as Ice.
And we love him too. We love the cheerings. They just got to eat at the cheerings table. This is welcome ladies to the Well Respected Morning Email. Shout out to my OSG family. Shout out to my MOP First family. This weekend we will be at Radio City Music Hall. Shout out to Tony Touch. Puerto Rican Day Parade. All the people out there have a great time. A lot of great acts are going to be on that show. The Locks, everybody. You're going to see everybody's going to be there. So Dr. Fat Joe is going to be there. That's going to be kind of dope. And we'll have a great time. I want to thank Byron Kirkland again and thank everybody. Kimberly Coco, we'll get you back on tomorrow. At Reggae Wednesday tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.
Great day, family.
God bless you.
Thank you, BK. That was great, man.
Thanks for having me.